to talk to Gage.
There's a literal plane like flying out here, and it's like that close to like the ground. It's like really close. And he's just flying around while I'm trying to make my video. He's gonna get a finger wag from me. All right, I think he's flying away for a minute. Hopefully he doesn't come back. I'm outside, so I think y'all know what this means. I'm here making another one of those more serious type videos. My last one did extremely well. I have never wanted to make videos on this channel just to fully, profit from like the algorithm or what would be the most popular possible thing, to drive engagement. I try to just make videos that I genuinely feel interested and passionate in making at whatever time. There he is. I literally, not kidding, like this guy is killing me. You see him? Go away! Oh gosh, hope I can get my setup back to where it was. That's probably fine. Anyways, what I was saying, I don't like to make videos that I don't want to make. If I wait a little bit of time, then oftentimes I'll get passionate about an idea and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to shoot that video. I want to make that. I really want to put that together and see what I can do with it. And that's when I'll make a video. I never just make videos just for the sake of it. That's at least not what I want to do. I prefer to take my time, wait for the passion to strike, because I don't want to make this something I get burnt out of in a short amount of time and I just give up and I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want that. I'm here recording this video because I want to. Just making sure there's no groundhogs behind me. We have groundhogs back here somewhere. They're so cute, and they like come out and they'll walk around for a minute, and they're the most adorable little thing. What I want to talk about is, this probably goes along with the last video in a lot of ways. I have noticed a very alarming change in our culture, in my culture. Those who live here in America at least, but it sounds like based on that last video, a lot of the problems that I was talking about in that video are kind of happening all over the world. And that was really, I really want to shoot this today. Please go away. Stop coming over here. Go over there. But yeah, anyways, it was really cool. I mean, kind of not, because, I don't like that to hear that so many other people are suffering and struggling right now in the same ways that I have been, and many people over here in America are. But at the same time, it's at least nice to know that I'm not alone. And even people out there in other parts of the world are kind of suffering from the same things. And it's very interesting. So yeah, I've just noticed from my own perspective, this is just how I've been feeling, what I've seen. This isn't an objective necessarily thing. This is just being a human, living in this world, looking out and seeing what's happening and coming up with ideas of what it all means, what is exactly happening. All right, so what is it that I'm talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is this growing culture around overworking, maybe overconsumption, but especially overworking, and a mindset that never kind of slows down. All right, so I had a job. I worked at a Sheetz at one point in my life, believe it or not. And while I was there especially, I noticed how everyone was always so fixated on getting overtime pay and time and a half and all that stuff. And people, it was almost like a challenge. Like everyone was so fixated and focused, like, oh, I'm gonna work overtime because I want to get like all that extra money or whatever it is. And I was never like that. I was absolutely never like that. I was the guy who was like, keep me away from that, because I have a life outside of here, just work, and I'm happy to be here, but I don't want to just be here all the time and sacrifice everything else in my life. I have family. That's something, there are people who are important to me, who I want to spend my time with. And I have hobbies. I have things I enjoy doing, you know? I mean, some of it maybe is a little more reclusive, and some people might call me a loser for enjoying movies and video games, but that's something I've just genuinely always enjoyed indulging in and learning about, and just being immersed in that sort of world. I've really enjoyed that. Kind of like, the same mentality of a YouTube channel, like Happy Console Gamer. I love that channel. Huge shout out there, because he's great. But yeah, this culture of overwork, and that's very weird. It never made any sense to me, because to me, there's so much more to life. There's so much more to do, to enjoy, to be a part of, to accomplish. To me, I always thought the most important things you can accomplish in life are nowhere near work. It's actually more along the lines of connections and family and things like that. Fun fact, I'm just talking about everywhere I've worked in this video, but another fun fact is I actually worked at a funeral home for about a year. During that time, I had so many experiences that have honestly shifted my perspective greatly. I've been to a lot of funerals. What I've noticed going to all those funerals is I've never, in all the ones that I went to during that year, I never once heard someone talk about how much money that person had, or how wealthy they were, how many things they had. They never speak about that. But the thing you'll always find family and friends talk about, people who've passed on, about the things people always talk about, is the fact that they made an impact on their personal lives, that they were connected to them in some way, and they changed their life for the better. They were thankful for that connection with that person who's now gone, and they can't do that anymore. I swear, go away. Oh my gosh. It's not even gonna be funny anymore in the video. I'm listening for him, and when he kind of goes away, I come back to talking for a minute. That's why there's gonna be so many cuts in this video. Where was I? Funeral. So you'll never hear people talking about that at a funeral, of how much money that person made. If they're being genuine and serious about it, they're really not gonna talk about those things. It's always the connection that person made. And to me, I feel like that's what matters most, because you already can't take anything with you when you die, but you can take your family with you. I believe that heaven's real. I believe there is an afterlife. If that is true, then yeah, you can take your family with you. But even if you want to think that you can't, you can still make such an impact on the people that are still going to be here after we're gone, and you can make an impact on them that could keep going. I think our capitalistic society has really driven people to just completely focus in on money. And of course, the current economy, being as horrible as it is a big part of that, is a big part of why everything is just so twisted and bad. But I don't think the answer is just overwork. I don't think the answer is to just adapt to, the economy's flying over here, and I don't think the answer is to adapt and follow it exactly where it's going, just from my perspective. I guess I've had this mindset that if things go really bad, if something really big happens and truly, we're getting close to something really bad happening in our world, I would much rather spend what little time we have left just taking everything in, enjoying this life as much as I possibly can. Go on adventures if and whenever it's humanly possible. It's hard to go on those adventures and make memories, especially during the summer. I talked about this last time, because everyone is always working, so much. And work is good. I'm not saying work is bad. Work is a good thing. It's important to have that. It's important to make some money. And it's important to have a level of independence in our country and in our world. But I don't think it's everything. And I don't think just throwing our time at a wall is going to fix the problem. Money just disappears like that and it's gone. But your time is something that you can't make more of. I can't make more time for myself. I'm here for as long as I am here. I can be healthy and things like that, and that's important. But ultimately, it's not up to me whenever I go. So wouldn't it just make sense that we would want to savor and protect our time far more than our money? Because you can make more money, you can technically do that, but you can't make more time for yourself. It's going away, it's drifting. every moment of our lives is passing us by and we'll never get it back. I would much rather live in that moment, take that in, and take that in whenever I'm working and make that a part of enjoying life. Make that just a piece of the puzzle, piece of the pie. But variety is the spice of life. And I love that. I don't want to throw everything into one basket and overdo that and have nothing else in life. You know, I'm someone who really thinks that if everyone just worked less and lived more, I think we would all be happier. I really genuinely think we would be. And I think that a lot of people would just live the most fulfilling lives. You know, I really think that. I really think that they would see so many improvements on like mental health. You know, mental health is terrible in our country. It's awful. And I've even struggled in some of my own ways too, especially due to loneliness and feelings of isolation, you know, especially during COVID, but even carrying on afterward. That's really hard. That's a really hard thing to go through. And I think most people are facing that today. And you can actually look this up. This is a fascinating little detail. A lot of people, I mean, I don't know statistics. I'm actually going to research it and maybe throw it up on screen while I'm talking about this right now. But a large amount of people say they struggle with feelings of loneliness regularly. And further than that, they even say that you are more likely to live a longer, more full life if you have connections and friends and family around you and you're not alone and isolated. You will actually live and extend your life. I've been talking about this thing of, you know, we don't get to choose when we go. But this is one of those things that if we focus less on work, on all these other things that are distracting us, and we focus more on human connections, we would instantly possibly extend our lives. We would possibly live longer. But even if we don't live longer, we're at least going to make our life more full, more fulfilling. I had this really interesting experience a little while ago. It's been maybe 6, 7, 8 months, something like that now. But I made a very important friend who honestly, like, she was just like the most special person in the world to me. And we didn't even know each other for super, super long, but she was just someone who was so awesome because she really wanted to hang out. She really wanted to spend time with me. And she was interested in a lot of the things that I'm interested in. You know, like we sat down and we were playing Subnautica together. You know, or I was watching her play it, she was playing it, and that was such a fond memory for me. And I'll never forget that. And I remember one time her and I, we went to a lake that's just down the road from where I live. And we just sat there. We literally just like, we had a picnic and everything. It was really sweet and nice. And then we just like sat just looking at the water. And we said nothing for like a couple minutes, because I talk a lot, so at least a couple minutes. And we just said nothing for a minute. And we were just like quiet and looking at the water. And that feeling that I felt in that moment was fulfillment. It was the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. And that was such a phenomenon to me. I did not understand that. I was like, what is happening? Why am I so happy? I'm just watching water. I'm just watching water right now. It's not that cool. But I was so happy and fulfilled in that moment. And no one can take that away from me. It was so valuable. And it filled me with hope and life and vigor. And I know it sounds weird, but I mean it. I really felt that. And it was so odd. I remember journaling about stuff like that, being like, I don't know what this is, what's going on, but it's fascinating. And I miss that. Just reflecting on this memories is something that's really important, I think. And I really wanted to share that and tell all of you about that. But yeah, I genuinely believe that if we worked less and lived more, focus on making connections, spending time with them, enjoying our hobbies too, just making a balance of places that we go to, things that we see, people we experience it with, it's life-changing. And there's people I've met through doing this channel, because we have the Discord now. Shout out to the Discord. You should totally join that. You can find a link probably in the pinned comments. I'll probably put that there, but also on the channel description on the homepage. Go check that out. You should join. But we have a Discord going on, and I've met people through that and through the comments here that have been just the coolest people. just the coolest people. You guys are so cool. And I have so enjoyed getting to know you guys and learning about you guys. And that's all to say that, man, I wish I could hang out with some of you guys. You know, I wish I could just take you through the screen, you know, and that we could go do something cool. I want to, especially because I know a lot of people join the Discord and subscribe to the channel from that last video where I was talking about the future doesn't seem bright anymore. And so I know a lot of you guys are feeling the same way that I am. The reason why that video's blown up and gotten so big is that other people are feeling the same things that I've been feeling. And you know, like those interactions and connections through, you know, the internet are never going to quite be as fulfilling or powerful as in-person connections. So that's why I wish I could take you all through the screen. I wish that was my superpower for a day, or teleportation. That would actually be my pick for superpower. I'm trying to be more hopeful. I don't want my channel, whenever I talk about serious stuff, to be, you know, just doom and gloom. I do want to add some levity. I do want to be a little more hopeful, you know, at times, but really this isn't some fake persona, I promise. Like right now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. And, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who disagree. You know, there's a lot of people in the comments of the last video who were talking about, you know, oh, do this for work or do that for work, or spend your time doing this or less time doing these things. And, you know, that's totally fine. You know, a lot of people everyone's going to have their own opinions on things, and it's okay to share your perspective on that. But, you know, to me, I feel like it's just in ways a Band-Aid solution, you know, because ultimately no one can make other people be their friend, and we wouldn't want to do that anyway because it's not genuine or real. But that's the real core of the issue, core of the problem in a lot of ways, and both in that last video and even what I'm talking about here, just the lack of connection. And I do believe that our capitalistic society, while I do think that in a lot of ways that structure is far better than a lot of other ways that we could be doing a society, there's still a lot of negatives that come with that, and I think this is one of them. I think the struggle for finding that kind of equality and those connections becomes really difficult, especially when the economy is so bad and we've all been taught and programmed to work and do things a certain way. I mean, even the school system, look at that. It's built around like an 8-hour day. You know, you get there, what was it, like 7, 8? I don't even remember. I didn't even go to public school, so there's another fun fact. But like you know what I'm saying though. Like it's built around a work day. You know, the school week, Monday through Friday, however many, like 8 hours, 9 hours a day, whatever it is. And it was made that way because the 40-hour work week, and you know, back in the day, that was what they were doing for certain reasons, and it's just carried on to today, and they do that in school to sort of program you to get used to that sort of schedule. You know, maybe that's part of why I'm different. Maybe that's part of why I see this differently, because, you know, my schedule was built around a lot more freedom, liberty, doing what I really wanted to do, and finishing in the timeline I wanted to finish school. So, yeah, I think I should probably wrap up this video. I know I've been going on for a while now. Yeah, if I could just say one last thing as the main point of this video, and something to leave you all with who have watched up to this point. Just try working less and living more, if it's within your means to do so. I know everyone's situation's different, but at least think on that. At least think about that idea for a minute. What would it look like if I worked less and I went out to lunch with my brother? Or I went to see a movie with my significant other, my wife, or my girlfriend, or boyfriend, or husband, whatever. Or what if I did a family get-together with my siblings, or had my parents over, and you know, we watched a movie. You know, we played One Night. If y'all have ever played One Night, you gotta play One Night. Is awesome. It's a board card game thing. And it's probably like my favorite one ever. We actually did that like last week while it was like during my recovering. It was like right at the tail end. And it was so fun. Such a great game. You do that, or you know, if you're not really like, you know, if you're single and you got like friends or people at work that you work with, friends, you know, like go see a movie at the drive-in. You know, if you have a drive-in near you, or just in the theater in general, just say, hey, I'm gonna go see this movie. You know, anyone want to come with me? You know, yeah, just something. What would it look like if we did more of that? We worked less, we lived more, and we made memories, and we just lived this life to the fullest before it's too late. whether that means it's the end of our lives or something really big and major happens in the world, because the world is kind of scary right now. It's a lot of dangerous things going on. So we got to make the most of what we have right now. And I don't think work is the most fulfilling way to spend that time, the remaining time we have, even if nothing crazy happens, if it's just till we're dead. So that's what I think. That's just what I've been pondering. And you all are valuable even without work. Capitalism has really made a lot of us think that our value is tied to work. And I think good work ethic and good character is all important. And that in a lot of ways does make you what many would say a more high value person. But I just want everyone to know that you are valuable and important even without work being a part of it. Even, if work was just stripped from all of us, like you don't have it anymore, can't do it. You as a human being are important and are valuable, and you should be treated with respect and love and attention. That's what I think. But you all have to let me know what you think down in the comments below. I know the airplane was so freaking annoying, so obnoxious. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying, too distracting, I should say. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, you can always dislike. And like I said, leave comments down below what you thought about the video. What are your thoughts on this subject? And yeah, we'll just continue it there. One last plug. Go join the Discord if you're interested. We have a small collective of very cool individuals there. And yeah, just like come in there, drop a hello, say hi in there. We have different channels for like, video games or movies or general stuff, and there's a lot of people in there that are feeling the same way as you. So come check it out. I think you may enjoy it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.